If you have ever walked into a yarn store to buy only one skein of yarn and left with an entire cart, or if you have ever hidden your yarn stash from your partner, we need to talk.
Talk now.
In today's video, we are going to talk about yarn overconsumption. Why do we buy so much yarn? The real impact, and most importantly, is it really that bad? Hey everyone, if you're new here in the channel, I am Bianca from Crocheniacs. And if you want to learn how to crochet amigurumi from scratch, or if just like me, you'll love everything amigurumi related, then this is the right channel for you. But let's get real. Overconsumption is everywhere. From skincare to kitchen gadgets, we are constantly told to buy more, stock up, or never miss a sale. There is always this little voice behind ourselves saying,
if you don't buy this now, you will regret forever.
And that's the scarcity talking. Sales pressure us to act fast, even when the need for this thing isn't that real. And there's also something called FOMO, the fear of missing out, that simply hijacks our logical thinking. It's basically marketing psychology, because mostly 99% of the time, there will always be another sale, another color, another yarn brand, and it's not a matter of life and death. And be honest, have you ever bought yarn just because you had a bad day? Stress shopping is something real, and there is a lot of psychological study in it. Although I'm not a psychologist myself, I'm a teacher. I love studying those kind of topics, and that's why I really wanted to share my thoughts about it with you in today's video. Before purchasing, do you have the habit of asking yourself if you're really going to use it, or if you're just trying to, I don't know, fill up a void? Although I work with crochet, Crocheniacs is my business, I always tell this here in the channel, I am very conscious about how I spend my money. I don't buy yarn without a purpose. There are lots of yarns here, and it's crazy to tell you that I don't buy without a purpose. Some of them I received from brands to try, but most of the things, I would say that 90% of the things that I have here, I bought with a purpose. Sometimes the purpose changes and we end up not using the yarn, but at least when I bought them, I had an intention with them. And regarding this overconsumption discussion that we are having here, because we are having a nice chat between friends.
Girl, like we ain't besties.
I see that social media also imposes this need for more consumption, more yarn consumption. Well, as I said, I do have a lot of yarn, but it's not that much for a person who has a business with crochet. And I already explained why. But sometimes I caught myself wondering why I didn't have that many yarn skeins here, because I see some YouTubers with a whole background when they record their videos, a whole background full of yarn. And I don't have that much. I don't think I'll ever have that many skeins of yarn. And I think that once, I remember this now, it was not even in my plans to share this with you. In one of my videos, I don't remember what was the video or the topic, but I shared a snippet with like a box of my yarns, and a person gave me a comment like, is that all you have? Even I have like way more than that. And I really don't think that the person was trying to diminish me or what, but I think it was mostly bragging about how much yarn I have. Actually, I don't think that we need that much. So why am I talking about social media? Because we see so many people with a lot of yarn, and everyone is talking about how much yarn do they have and how much they buy all the time, that you feel that you don't have enough. You start to compare yourself with others and you're like, yeah, I don't have that much. I think I have like 2 or 3 skeins of yellow, and I work with yarn. I crochet a lot. But I will only purchase more yellow yarn once these ones are done. And I don't think that people think about these things. But now let's talk about the real impact of this overconsumption. The first one, of course, is the financial constraint. Yarn isn't cheap. Of course, if we're talking about only one skein of yarn, you can pay $3, €3 for a yarn skein. But No one has only one. We usually have quite a lot, and we need more yarn colors. And it isn't that cheap, at least not for me. Well, we also have storage problems. Raise your hand if your yarn has invaded your living room, under your bed, under your couch, or maybe even your bathroom cabinet.
Guilty as charged.
Hey, I'm not judging. And the third thing, I would say the mental load. I mean, clutter leads to decision fatigue. When you have too many options, it makes it harder to start and finish what you already have. But is buying yarn always something bad? Of course not. I would say that buying more yarn should spark creativity and not shame or worry about your financial situation or where you're going to put that, or the fact that you maybe need to hide your yarn stash from your partner because you have too much. My goal here is not to tell you like, do not buy more yarn, is buy with cautious, with intention. And there are some strategies that you can do. For example, set a budget, monthly or trimester or semester, for example, or try to impose yourself some rules like use 3 by 1, you know? After you use 3 skeins, you give yourself another one. These are just a few ideas that I am trying to brainstorm to help you think about your yarn stash, or maybe curate your stash. For example, if you have some yarn that has been untouched for over a year, it's like clothes. People have this rule for clothes as well. If you have a, I don't know, a blouse or a t-shirt that is in your wardrobe for 1 year, 2 years, and you have never used it, you're probably not going to use that anymore. So you can try to donate or sell, for example, these things. And a bonus tip, something that really helps now that I'm thinking about the comparison that I made about clothes, make your yarn stash visible, because when they are not visible, you forget that they exist. Reorganize your yarn stash so you remember where they are and you can use them more often. For example, these yarns here, it has been a while that they are here, and I have to be honest with you, I bought them for a project. I already worked on the project. These are the leftovers. I'm not going to crochet that with them anytime soon. So maybe I could put other yarn types that I am currently crocheting on this part of my cabinet and put these ones that I'm not using in another place. Then I would remember the other ones that I have. I need to reorganize my yarn stash too. Now tell me, how bad is your yarn addiction? Please drop your stash status in the comments. And don't worry, this is a judgment-free skein zone. Well, if you like this video, remember to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any content that I bring here every week. And now I'll leave you with this video here because I'm pretty sure you'll like it too.